This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know. Some rockstar dads who started a show. So here's the next episode.
Welcome everybody to the Rockstar Dad Show. And man, last week on last week's episode, Gary, we had Jordan Kuchner from Love Is Blind. I'm pretty excited because I ordered the Love Luca book series.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it to Rob and Jackie in the UK.
Because they love everything reality TV.
No, they do watch that show though.
Okay, I was just joking about that. That'll be a good book.
Well, I also thought it would be funny though, because Rob doesn't like to take stuff. Like if you give him anything on the road, he doesn't like it. In fact, his workout shoes are in my car right now and he didn't even come here. Like it's,
oh boy.
They ended up on the tour and then he didn't want to take them home in his backpack. So they got sent with the merch home and now they're in my car. So because he didn't want to take them in his backpack, they're suddenly my responsibility. So what I'm saying is that he doesn't like to take anything back home with him, but Jackie doesn't ever want to be rude. So I'm going to give them to them. And then that way they have to figure it out. They're little books like this big.
Yeah.
You
know? They're kid books. They're not like Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah. It's not like I'm not giving them a fucking set of Bibles. In each language it's been translated in,
It's not an Anne Ryan novel.
Man, gosh, you know what is crazy? Next year is going to be nuts because I'm seeing how so many bands are going on the road. And, Good Charlotte are going out with Avenged Sevenfold and Newfound Glory are going out with Yellow Card and the Plain White Tees are on that bill as well. And yesterday, I was at an event for my son. It was his band Christmas concert. And I've decided that I have now officially entered into a time in my life where I can't go to shit anymore. I can't. Because people around me make me absolutely miserable. And it's like concerts, comedy shows. I mean, it is just, it's incredibly crazy to me how just inconsiderate people are at things, like at as I just said, things for our children, things that you pay good money to go to, and it's just like, people's inconsideration of just other people who are trying to enjoy the event has actually made it to where, and I'm not joking, it just hit me last night that maybe I'm just done. Obviously, I'm going to go to my kids' stuff, but
right.
The last few comedy shows I've been to, like no matter the size of the arena, whether it's like an arena or a theater or a club, whatever it is. And it's been, so let's say I've been to at least one of each this year. Every single one of them has just been ruined by because I can't focus on anything but these humans. Last night, it was plain and clear. They asked, the little children came up and read the directions. They came up and they said, "Thank you for being here. And here's what we're going to do." And blah, blah, blah. "We kindly ask you to please remain sitting during the performance."
Right.
"Please, we're having this professionally recorded. If you want to video it or whatever, that's fine, but please silence your phones," which I just assume means silence your children, and
I thought you'd been somewhere before, right?
I shit you not. The guy literally to my left stood the entire time. Now, here's the thing. We were on the back row and he wasn't blocking anybody. But that's not the fucking point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even if there is a technicality on this thing, and they were meaning don't block somebody's view, which I'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
This man stood the whole time, and it just the problem is that's all I can think about. I can't stop thinking about it.
So him doing that now, it's disturbing you, right? But it could also be like other people maybe in front of him. Oh, that guy's standing. I guess now I can stand, right? And then also the kids that are on the stage doing the thing. All of a sudden, there's some dude that's like not actively crowding. He's like doing his own thing, which could be distracting.
So here's what else happened last night. Talk about fucking common courtesy.
Oh boy.
So they had this thing where they said, hey, we're also going to put some chairs out. And so if you don't get into the bleachers, we'll have these chairs available. So there was room on the bleachers. But this one fucking couple decided they were going to get these chairs. Here's the problem. By sitting, these chairs weren't small chairs. They were like high top chairs.
Okay.
So they put them in the middle of one of the sections of bleachers so that they're essentially, and they just sit down and just turn their backs on everything. So everyone who they were blocking then had to move on the bleachers. So now you have these two people sitting there by themselves in front of everybody, blocking all these people. And now 20 fucking seats available on the bleachers behind them because they chose to get in those chairs.
Right. Wasting. Oh man.
You know, it's like like I would say back in the day, well, somebody farted right there. You know what I mean? Or this is where the taco bar is going to be later. You know, that's exactly what it looked like. Just a space for no reason. You know,
why would the people organizing it put those chairs there for someone to do that?
Because last time we had a band concert that did fill up the thing and people did have to stand. But what they meant was take those fucking chairs and put them along the wall where the people stood last time. No,
okay, I guess that's what I misunderstood. Yeah. I thought you were saying the organizers put the chairs there and the people sat down in the chairs. And I was saying, why would the organizers put the chairs in that spot?
They grabbed the chairs,
gotcha,
put them in front of people, and just sat down. Now, here, I'm going to keep going. Then there's this fucking 3-year-old kid standing on her mother's lap, facing away and literally blocking like 3 people from being able to see, you know, and like just no regard for like, no, hey, let's sit down. You know, I mean, man, not controlling your children in a situation like that. You know, when like the kid starts last concert, there was just a kid that was literally talking in a normal voice the whole fucking time. And the lady was just talking back to it.
Oh.
I mean, like while they're playing the songs, you know, and then of course, this gets me into the comedy thing where the last 3 comedy shows I've been to, there have been people who literally talk the entire time. And it's like, I cannot even focus on the performance because I'm just boiling, you know?
That's
like,
brazen at a comedy show though, right? Because I would think that the comedian would tear him a new one.
Right, but see, we're back far enough. Comedian doesn't know what the fuck's going on, you know. Yeah. If you're, I mean, dude, when we went and saw Matt Wright, the opening comedian, so up in the far right hand corner of American Airlines Arena, far right.
I'm thinking like at the Laugh Factory. You're saying that
exactly,
yeah.
But this is what I'm saying: how out of touch they are. They're on this. He's on this whole stage, and they are chanting, "We can't hear." We can't hear. And he has no idea that it's happening because he's on stage with in-ears on.
Right.
And finally, he realizes that they're standing up and they're saying something. And he starts to engage with them because he thinks it's going to be some kind of funny shit. And it's them complaining of, oh my God, it turned into this whole thing. And in fact, one of the, you know, our promoter friends, Scott, who was promoting that show was like, hey, were you aware that all this was going on? Oh yeah. Everybody in the fucking audience knew it was happening. You know, the comedians didn't know it was happening.
Right.
But see, I'm the same way at like band stuff. You know, it's like, honestly, it doesn't bug me if you're on your phone. I don't fucking care. And I'm not talking about like, well, yes, I am. I am talking about like if it's an acoustic performance or whatever. And you just,
okay, so acoustic's different than like a rock band because you got to be pretty freaking loud to disturb other people if a rock band's playing. But yeah, an acoustic thing or
acoustic thing though, if you're the musician and you can hear people talking while you're playing, I have to tell you, like, you just can't concentrate. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I shouldn't care.
It's got to be like, if you've ever had a conversation or an argument with a person who is over talking, talking over you.
Yeah.
And once you get to the point where you're like, I've had enough, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to talk over you talking over me. And you get to the point where you're just talking and it's like nonsense and you don't even know the words that you're saying. You're just talking to be talking. It's got to be like that kind of mind fuck whenever you're doing that and you can hear the audience, right? Because you're like, what the hell is happening here?
Well, you just kind of, as the performer, you sort of keep thinking that the rest of the audience will just handle it.
Right.
And then as an audience member, you kind of keep thinking, okay, well, surely somebody's going to say something, and I am like, I guess for me, there's a little bit of that whole thing of like, I don't want it to turn into like this whole scene and somebody be filming it and it turns into this whole fucking thing, and then it's on the internet. It just, there's other things to think about in those situations, but like, I guess the where it all boils down to is it's like the common fucking courtesy thing and like where those lines are, right? Like if we talk about travel, and this happened on the way out of this event yesterday. This fucking not little girl. She's probably 15. I mean, there are
little girl. Yeah.
There are 300 people behind me. She's sitting there talking. She's talking to her mom while we're trying to all get out of one doorway. Right. And she stops in the middle of the doorway and just turns around and starts talking to her mother. And instead of her mother going, hey, go, let's get out of these people way. They just fucking start having a conversation about whether they're meeting the kid at the car or not.
Yeah.
It's like the awareness of people. And again, how often do we talk about, and I'm not on one right now, by the way, like I'm not in a bad mood or anything. This is what I wanted to talk about today.
Sure.
Because, if you think about how often we talk about airports and just people in the line of people walking that will just stop, or
just change directions without, it's like a busy place. And like they can either be walking or just standing. Right. But they just all of a sudden take a left turn and start walking. It's like you're knocking people over at that point.
Yeah. And just go over to I just instinctively, if I need to pull up my pants or if I need to get something out of my backpack, I go over to the wall out of the fucking line of traffic. And just like if I were in a car.
I think that's exactly where I was going to go. So whether it be the airport or a grocery store, Costco, whatever, like I think about this all the time when I'm going through aisles or the airport or whatever. It's like if people would just use common sense and treat it like driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just turn on I-35 and not expect to be in a crash. Why do you think you could be walking down DFW walkway and just turn and not bump into 15 people?
Exactly.
So, you can't just pull out of your neighborhood into a major street and not expect to get hit. Well, how come when you're walking down the cereal aisle, you just pull out into the cross aisle and, like, come on.
And here's the thing. You say common sense. Now I'm going to buck some of these motherfuckers off this Bronco, Gary, by the way, because some of y'all complain about shit that isn't something you should be complaining about. Here are two. A, the person that stands up right when the plane lands. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason they do that is they've been sitting. They're on the aisle. They can stand up and stretch their fucking legs. Stop commenting on, hey, we're all going to get off together, or this guy must be in a hurry, or blah, blah,
Unless
blah.
that guy takes off down the row and is trying to cut people, then he's an asshole. But yeah, standing up, go for it.
Or unless he pushes somebody out of the way or like hits somebody with his luggage. Again, I'm just talking about the act of standing up, and like people post it online all the time. Oh, this fucking guy stood up right when the fucking, I saw one the other day, and they said something about the guy, and then they were just like, they said something mean about him. And it was literally all he did was stand up when the plane, man, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm on the aisle and that plane lands, I'm fucking standing up.
I'm standing up for all the reasons you said. And, I'm stretching my legs. I've been sitting down for whatever. I'm also getting my stuff in order, but also I'm playing defense. I'm blocking the aisle for the person 19 rows back that's like, oh, I'm going to get off first.
Right. Exactly. We all have somewhere to be. You know what I mean? Like
and I'm not trying to be in a hurry either. I'll let everyone on my row in the aisle across from me. They can go first, but I'm playing defense.
Every time. Yeah. If you're on a plane and they do that announcement where they're like, everybody stay seated unless you have a connection, you know, we're not doing that. Like listen, I have a dog sitter or I have a babysitter or I have, we've all got places to be. I'm sorry that your travel didn't go the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah. And I don't know that booking your connection 15 minutes after your plane lands was the best idea.
Exactly. Learn your shit. Number 2, people who complain about people who try and get on the plane first. Go fuck yourself. It is not about getting on the plane first unless we're hungover. Then it is about getting on the plane first because we're professionals. We're going to sleep. It is about real estate. It 100%. Is about everybody carries on now that the airline is charging for baggage, right? And I didn't used to carry on. I just carry on now because it's convenience. Also, my back sucks, so I get to wheel my backpack. It doesn't matter. I take the allotted amount of things on there, and I'm going to get on that plane. I have earned it with my status, right, Gary? Like I flew enough to be able to get on the airplane first, right? So I'm going to utilize that. And yes, I will say, excuse me to you group 7s and fucking get right in front of your ass and get on the plane first because it's all about real estate. My shit's going up in that overhead thing. And it's not going to be 7 aisles behind me.
I have zero disagreement with you on this, but I will say one thing that's recently changed. And I was a victim of it for a minute, but I did not complain. I was actually happy to see this happen.
Okay.
And, I've got the teal. It's my roller bag. And it's a carry-on bag. I've flown with it as a carry-on. It's fine. Now, what the airlines are doing right now is they're actually cracking down on the size of carry-on bags.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And all airlines are doing this, and they're trying to get back to you should actually have a carry-on size, not a suitcase. Mm-hmm. And we've flown for freaking 30 years at this point. And it used to drive me nuts back in the day where we were checking our bags. We had a backpack, and there's these people bringing suitcases on, full size suitcases, and then all of a sudden the overhead bins are full, and like my backpack won't go up there.
Yep.
That's for carry-ons. It's not for suitcases, right?
Yep.
So a while back, I guess my teal bag is a little bit over the actual specifications, and I've seen them popping people and going, hey, put it in the little metal thing to see if it's the right size. And I got popped for it, and it sucked because I didn't want to get popped for it. But guess what? I'm happy about that. Let's start getting actual carry-on size bags there. It's still going to be full because everyone's doing it now. Used to everyone wasn't doing it. But anyways, I'm all for getting real sized carry-ons back on the plane.
I agree with you,
but I'm with you. It is all about getting on the plane first, getting your spot, getting your stuff in the overhead bin.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is, though, if it applies to you and Teal, it should apply to everybody on the plane.
I agree.
I can't tell you the time that, and you've heard this story before. We were coming back from Disney cruise. It was me, Casey, Everett, the Pittsinger family, and I carry a carry-on bag it is specifically made to be a carry-on, and the lady made me check it, and Amy says it's the only time she's ever seen me mad.
Yeah,
and I start saying to the lady, well, okay, but what about this guy? What about this guy? And then those people are getting pissed at me, but they're wheeling full-size suitcases past, and I'm, well, wait a minute. Why and then the lady literally did do you want to get on this plane? And I'm like, motherfucker, like that. At that point, it's like my wife is like grabbing my arm, and, my son's sitting there watching me, and, it's this whole fucking thing. And it's like, I had to check the bag. It's got my computer in it, listen, guys, my laptop is not like our laptops are not like things that we carry for fun. Like, there's a lot of fucking work on here, like there's music that's been created and art and things that like may have not backed up yet. And I mean, again, so and just like the time at TSA, I watched a lady talk a fucking bottle of vodka through it, going from Mexico to here, and fucking talked a bottle of vodka through the thing, and I'm just like, well, god damn it, I just had to throw away a $70 thing of hair product on the way here. You know,
Right.
like if it's gonna apply, it should apply to everybody.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's the most frustrating part is the not applying it to everybody.
Right. And that's the thing, right? I mean, it's the same thing. Like when you check a bag, they weigh it, right? So like, okay, then if all of our shit has to fit in that fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
Then we should all have to put it in there. You know,
Yep.
like, I mean, whatever. I don't want the inconvenience of that. I don't want that. But at the same time, like, it should be fair. You know, there should just be somebody, okay, then have somebody whose job it is to stand there. And if their bag's too big, and then you should fucking check it and charge them for it. You know,
Right.
Fuck them.
You're saying you'll play by the rules. You just want everyone to have to play by the rules.
I think everybody should have to play by the rules. You know, they're all fucking. You know, I mean, and again, I also have an understanding that we're very experienced travelers, and not everybody is. You know, and sometimes when we travel with family, I get a bit impatient, and there's a family routine joke about that goes around, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to do better. I really am. Like, I'm trying to be better at not everybody being as experienced as me, but also not listening to me.
Yeah.
You know, because what I really want, you know, is like, I could take a fucking gaggle of children through the airport. Fucking, it would be seamless. It would be seamless because they would all do what I tell them.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, of course, they'll be acting out a little bit, and I'll yell at them and shit, and we'll laugh. But when you have grown adults, they don't necessarily always want to. Well, why do we do this? How do you know this? Well, are you sure it's this way? Blah blah blah. You know,
you don't have to question me. I do this all the fucking time. I know what I'm talking about. Just do what I'm telling you.
I know. Me and Rob just had this conversation because he, you know, sometimes he travels with family members too, and it's, you know, again, I'm this is something that I am really working on, and I because what happens is I start to get impatient with everybody, and Everett now calls it like airport dad, and I don't want that character to be like something that that's too late. He's 13.
Right.
So now airport dad is like, yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, you don't talk until we're on the plane, you know, and like you get like super frustrated with, you know, about this and this, whatever. Like you roll your eyes, and I'm just like, shit, you know, I created this character. I didn't even mean to, you know.
It's not just you. I mean, it's not just us. That's you know, that's any kind of business traveler that travels a lot. That then, you know, we all get our routines, and you know, you can see in line like who you should get behind, which line, you know, which metal detector line, whatever you're going to go through, because you can tell which one's going to move faster depending on if everything's going correctly. But I'm just saying, we have our processes, and then when you travel with family, they don't understand those processes, and they've got questions, and maybe they don't follow your directions as well as they should.
I'll tell you how you can tell it is so instinctive, like how quickly somebody can fold a stroller. You know whether to get behind them or not. You know, like it's you know that you can sort of look, and like if the guy's carrying something in his hands, then you're like, okay, I'm not going to get behind that guy. And some people would be like, all right, well, I'm not going to get behind old people. And here's the secret: look and see if the guy has a belt on. If he has a belt on, don't get behind him, because he's going to forget to take that off and have to come back out. You know,
or because we're getting to an interesting time now, because there are a lot of people that have been professionally traveling for a long time that are now retired, and so okay, older people, and you can't just go, don't get behind older people. The belt one is a good thing, but also looking at like their luggage, looking at what their carry-on is. If it's like an actual travel type bag, or if it's like, hey, that thing's been in the attic for 15 years, you know.
Yeah, if he pulls a fucking iPad out of there before he's even to the security thing, you're like, I'm getting behind that guy.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing, you know, like that dude has it down. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about something else. You're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. It's just me and Gary hanging out today. We're glad you guys are here. Y'all listen to this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rockstar Dad Show. And I saw this meme, and I don't really remember exactly what it says, but I know, you know what? I can look it up because I sent it to my wife, and I thought it was very funny. And I'm curious, like, how this works in your house, because in your house, not everything is, this, like, you're more of the guy that cooks and those things, and that's a bit reversed. And you guys are pretty good about splitting things up as far as taking the kids places and all of that shit, which, we're pretty good about that too. But, I sent Casey this meme, and, it's so spot on with, with us as far as Christmas is concerned, because, everybody's got different responsibilities. And so it says, people be like, what did you get your husband for Christmas? And it's me. The ability not to worry about anything other than showing up Christmas morning. And that is me. I mean, I literally, I think we've talked about this before, but, I roll in, I get a spot or whatever. I grab a trash bag like every other day. Like, I'm so stereotypical. And this year I have more of an idea of like what everybody's getting, but there have been years, and I mean more than not, of I don't know what the hell anybody is opening up. I know what their big, when we were doing, when Santa Claus comes, obviously, that must be from Santa, and maybe I'm trying not to spoil this for anybody that's listening in the, in their car. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, but as far as like the things that people open, and they don't even thank me, they thank Casey, so it's just like Emma's all like, thank you, Case. And oh, thanks, Mom, it's just, and Jack too. And, so I sort of wonder,
we definitely have a different dynamic. I understand that dynamic, and to an extent that's a thing, but we talk about the big gifts. Hey, what do we, there's always like the big gift, and then there's kind of just stuff, right? Yeah. But I think Nick definitely kind of picks up some of the stuff, and I pick up some stuff too. But I think she has some surprises too. I'm not saying for her. I'm saying when the kids are opening stuff, she's a little bit like, "Oh, cool! I didn't know you got that."
Yeah.
It's definitely a little bit different. For her and me, it's different because we've talked about this before. She just buys me crap that's on clearance, and so this year I'm like, "Don't give me shit that I don't want. Like, right. I just don't want that," and then we'll just decide, okay, we're both going to go get each other our own gifts, so like I'll get whatever I want and wrap it up and put it under the tree for me, and I'll open it up and be like, oh, thanks, Anik, and that's she's like, yeah, oh, nice, that's really nice. And she'll do that for her too sometimes, but we still try to get gifts for each other. I stumbled across something for Mia, not a gift, in the spirit of Christmas type thing, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think any of us want Christmas to just be about getting, right? Like the whole spirit is giving. And so I kind of just accidentally stumbled across this. The other day, she and I went for ice cream after I picked her up from school. And while we were sitting there, I was like, hey, we got to start thinking about what we're going to get Mama and Grandmama and Tyler for Christmas. And she's like, yeah. And she started spitting off some ideas. And I was like, well, let's make a note in your iPad and you can share it with me so we can both edit it. But we'll make a list of, who we're getting gifts for and gift ideas. And she's like, okay, good. And so we've worked on it a couple of times, but it switched her mind a little bit. Instead of just saying what she wants. Well, I want this, I want this, I want this. Yeah. She's started coming up to me and being like, hey, I thought of something for Tyler. And then also she, when we were doing this, was like, well, now I need to start a list like this for Mama so we can get gifts for you on there. So just kind of a neat idea to get her involved in the gifts for other people,
Yeah, that is a good idea. It really is. Yeah. And, it's Casey has done a really good job with Everett in, he always wants to go and get the kids something, Jack and Emma something, with his own money. And every year he goes and he, and he gets them something. And it's actually usually really super thoughtful, even if it's from Five Below, but yeah. They got some good shit at Five Below though.
There is some good stuff there.
Yeah, man. I've only been there one time my whole life. And like, I couldn't stop. I was literally walking through there And do you look at this thing? Do you want this? No, not really. Well, okay. Well, we're getting this. This doesn't count though, as far as like what your allotment is. I just filled the whole bag up with just shit, but
I treat those, like, to me, it's almost like a TJ Maxx or a Ross. Like it's a little bit overwhelming and it's unorganized and it's kind of just stuff all over the place,
Yeah.
But at the same, I've only been there once or twice also. But Mia likes to go there and she wants to go there and I want to just get it. Okay, you got $5 to spend. Let's grab this. Let's go. And that's how I treat all stores, right? But she just wants to go there for fun and she can spend an hour and a half in there. And that is excruciating for me.
It's torture. I'm right there with you. Everett's the same, has been the same way, since he was little, and he would just want to, he's got $5 to spend, but man, he can make it count. You're in there for a really long time. And I guess you got to think about it from their perspective. When we were kids, we were just in stores all the time. Your mom's dragging you through the grocery store. She's dragging you here to JCPenney's because she's got to pick something up or whatever.
Yeah.
Dragging you here or whatever. We were just constantly in that environment. And quite frankly, from Everett's standpoint, it's hardly ever.
It's a rare occasion. That's an interesting point. It's really funny how different my kids are with money. Like Tyler does not spend money. And so any birthday or Christmas or doing chores or going and helping at his grandma's house, any money he's ever gotten, he's got just stacks of cash. It's all over his room. They're in drawers under his bed, in his closet. He's got hundreds of, he probably has over $1,000. He's got a lot of money, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mia, if she gets $5, she's like, we're going to Dollar Tree tomorrow. We're going to Target tomorrow. We're going to $5. Like she is spending it the second she gets it.
It is.
And then
she
thinks it's not fair that Tyler has a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. So that's so interesting because Emma and Everett are that way. They both, Emma's got money in the bank. Everett's got money on his little Acorns Go Henry card. But Jack has always been a burning a hole in his pocket guy. He's like the kid that gets his Christmas presents in advance. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want, I want my windows tinted, and it's like for Christmas, and it's 4 months till. Please, can I get now? And you're just like, okay, but you're not getting shit for Christmas. And then he ends up getting 2 Christmases, but
right,
because Casey can't, and I get it from her standpoint. She's like, I'm not having him open stuff. So he's gotten us on that a couple of times. Finally, I shut that shit down. I'm not doing it anymore. From now on, we'll go.
I would be okay, fine. He can still get stuff at Christmas, but it's going to be like, he's got new socks.
Yeah.
It's nothing exciting.
Right. What's crazy is that like you can sort of like steer things towards clothes and things like that. But Jesus Christ, like 19-year-olds don't wear cheap shit, and you know how much our socks cost,
right.
Like we do the Bombas and, God, they're expensive, but it's a good cause and they're really, really nice on your feet.
It's just like getting your feet hugged all day long.
Oh my God. It's so great. Like that's who needs to be sponsoring this show is like Tommy John underwear, Bombas socks.
Yeah.
We need to get our publicist on that. I'm going to actually do that. Hey, like this would be a good brand for us to be associated with because I'm wearing the Tommy John New Skin underwear today and I've never had these before, but I just was like, fuck it. I'll try 2 pairs of these and I'm really liking it a lot. Of course they're kind of, there's holes in them. So like if I shit my pants, probably not going to hold it in there quite like the other ones that I wear. So as an ulcerative colitis sufferer, I have to be very, very careful with this New Skin underwear.
Oh boy.
Are y'all doing anything fun for Christmas? This is pretty much our Christmas episode, man. This is going to be,
I think we're catching our breaths. Like, we go to Chicago with the band, get home, have a day, or sorry, we go to London with the band, get home, have a day. And then, Anika and I fly to Chicago with Tyler and then we get home just in time for Christmas. So,
man, and so you're gonna try and get everything done before you go? I mean,
I say we get home just in time. I mean, we'll have a few days at home before Christmas, so that's we have a couch full of boxes right now that need to be unopened and or opened and wrapped and all that. But I think for the most part we've got it all figured out. But we have a tree up, but we don't have a tree decorated yet.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, we did the thing. I just started dragging it all in, I guess Friday, and she pretty much had it. We went and got a tree. No, it was Sunday, and then we went and got a tree. We get a real tree now, and pretty much by the time I had the garland going up all the stairs and through down the whole railing, she pretty much had the tree done, and she decorated the tree. It's not like just all of our ornaments from past years and shit. It's like a specially decorated. It's nice. It looks really, really nice.
Did you say y'all got a real tree?
Yeah, we've been getting a real tree the last few years.
Really? That doesn't mess with your allergies?
I think it does, but you know what? I am now on 4 allergy medications.
Gotcha. So
every single day.
Just rolls off.
Yeah, I mean, my nose is stopped up all the time anyway. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, actually last year we got one from this there's this local place called Famous in Oregon. He's like a real big TikToker guy. Like he's I think they used to be in Denton, but anyway, this guy has like this whole thing about him, and he does viral videos and shit. But they have a plant store here, and we went and bought our tree from them, and it was like the kind where it's just like they went and got them, and like, so you're buying a tree from this place, but like it's fucking perfect. But it was also real fresh, and we got it in this house, and I mean everybody was stopped up, and so we learned our lesson. We go get them from the guy, from the people that set up at the mall or whatever, like we used to when I was a kid, and it's fun. It's like, and it's another dad thing. I just follow them around, and Casey and Everett sort of go back and forth on whichever tree, they're going to want, whatever. And I normally don't say anything, but they were trying to decide between these 2 trees, and one of them, they're not cheap, by the way. So like one of them was $229. The other one, $449. And they're like, well, which one of these do we want? And I just go, babe, that one's $450, for Christ's sake. You would tip, that's going to be over $500. I'm like, do we like this one here?
Yeah.
and then of course, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then I feel bad about it. I mean, if you want the other, I mean, it's Christmas, like shit. I don't want to talk you out of something, but she goes, I wasn't even looking at the price, and I'm like, fuck. But anyway, we didn't get the expensive one.
Yeah, I mean, for that difference, it's got to be like significantly different tree. If you're like, I don't know if I like this one or that one, I know which one I like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty, but I was just like, if we're literally deciding between these 2 trees, and we we like them equally enough to be like, okay, either or, eeny meeny, like, let's go with the one that saves us $250. Jesus Christ, but yeah, we've been doing the real tree, and it's funny. Most people ask about the animals, and we actually got our first real tree before we ever got a cat, and so the second year we had the cat, she's still pretty young, and she really doesn't fuck with it. She just kind of, she gets under it sometimes, but she doesn't get all up in it or anything, and the dogs leave it alone. And
we had real trees as a kid and cats, and they never messed with it.
Yeah.
But once my mom figured out that I had bad allergies, and we did like the allergy test thing where they put all the crap on your back, and figured out that I was really allergic to trees, we stopped getting trees, and it made a difference at that time of year. But I think it may have been my mom I was talking to the other day, and maybe not, maybe it's someone else. But we were talking about how when you were kids and you'd get the real tree, and the parents would set it up in the garage for a few days. And we thought that was to like let it air out and dry up, or what, not, but like you said that you had a really, really fresh one and that messed you up.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that the other day, and whoever was saying that was like, yeah, that it wasn't really for the fact of letting the tree air out or whatever. It was just because your parents just didn't want to do it yet. I was like, okay, maybe that sounds about right. Who
That's
knows?
funny. We didn't have a garage growing up because our house, the garage had been converted to storage rooms before we moved in, and when I was 3, and then my parents ended up turning it into their bedroom a few years later. But so yeah, we always just came home with the thing, and they put it up, and we decorate the thing. So I don't know about that, but it's funny because I decorating the tree used to always be like this thing. Okay, it's your turn. Put one up there. Your turn. Put one up there. And we'd kind of decorate the tree like that. And I think we did that the first few years. And now it just, ever it goes off to do something else, I'm doing the garland and Casey's decorating the tree. I mean, I don't even put the lights on it anymore. She used to make me do that. Now she just does the whole thing.
We've got a fake tree. We've had it for years. I was telling Rob this the other day. It blows my mind that we've had this tree for 15 years, I think. And the amount of needles that fall off of it whenever I set the tree up and whenever I take it down. I don't know how this thing still looks good, but it does still look good. But anyways, I love Christmas. It's like my favorite time of the year. I'm prefacing with that to not sound so jaded. But I did work at Michael's and Hobby Lobby for multiple years, and I had to set up the Christmas trees for a few years, and also they start doing that in August, and they don't take them down till like March. And I've said this before on the show, but craft moms are just not very pleasant, and so I'm a little bit jaded towards the setting up of the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
and I hate that because Mia loves it so much, and I need to just get over that. But we've kind of made it into roles. I set up the tree. Mia and I do the lights together. Then Mia and Anik do all the decorations.
Tyler just in the other room, like, I don't really give a shit about this.
He couldn't tell you that it's December right now. That kid doesn't know anything is going on. Oh, what? Huh?
Andy's busy. He's busy boy.
He is. He's busier than all get out, and I have given him a lot of leeway just because he is so dang busy. But he's driving me insane right now because he's too much like me, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a big deal. I remember, Melissa and Emma, that was a really big issue, because we just basically created another Melissa.
Yeah. So obviously he's been so busy with all this band stuff this semester, right? Marching and this and that.
Yeah.
And they've also got this percussion ensemble, which is busier than it usually is because they have the Chicago trip. This is an unusual thing. It's not like they do this every year. They're one of 5 high schools in the country that got invited to this thing. Wow. So normally it's marching season and that's it. Well, this is marching and percussion ensemble season, basically.
Right.
So he's just been crazy busy. I mean, I've told you he's not working. He's at school for like 13, 14 hours, some days he was doing 17 hours a day during marching.
Jesus Christ.
And so then he has Sunday off. That's really like his only day off. So I've given him a bunch of leeway. Hey, Sunday, watch football, be on your iPad. If you want to go have fun with your friend, I get it. You need a break. But at the beginning of the semester, I had a talk with him about grades and stuff. I was like, hey, man, you're going to be busy. You got to keep up with your grades. This percussion ensemble that's going to Chicago, it's going to Chicago the last week of school, which is finals week. Mm-hmm. So you definitely want to have your grades to where you're exempt from finals because you don't want to have to come back after Christmas and go take finals. You're not going to be fresh and it's just going to be a pain in the butt, right? So right. I've talked to him all semester. Hey, keep your grades up, keep your grade. Hey, the second you have a bad grade, just go talk to the teacher. Go talk to her in September when you have a bad grade about getting that grade up. Don't wait till the last week. Okay. All right. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. He's had a couple of missing assignments. I'm like, hey man, you got a missing assignment? Yeah, got it. I turned it in.
Yeah.
Here we are. He's got like 2 days till his end of the semester. And I'm like, hey man, you've got missing assignments. What's going on? Oh, I thought I did that. I've told you 9 times, anyways, he's just doing the me thing where it's like calm and cool and collected. And he's got it under control. And like, he's agreeing, but that's just to get me to be quiet, and like,
No, I feel you. That thing is, man, it's crazy because, just the juxtaposition of having two kids that aren't ADHD and then a kid that is ADHD and, and spouses too, so now my spouse and my youngest are ADHD and I mean, just the shit. It's crazy to me that he'll have a paper done and he just doesn't turn it in, and it's like, that would be just the fact that I finished it. It would literally be like it was on fire in that folder until it was out of there and into the stack where it needs to go. Like it would just be like, don't forget to turn that thing in. You know what I mean? Like that's again, it's just something that I never had to get on to the other two about, and now it's just, oh man. Yeah. And the other thing is he is like me in this, where he's like, hey, do you got any homework? Yeah, but it's not due till Friday. Well, why don't we just do it now so that it's done? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. And then of course he sits and it takes him forever to do shit. And, but yeah, man, it's crazy, this fucking school thing, but I think I've kind of come around to your way of thinking on the whole school thing, by the way. It's just like, let's just get you through this shit, bro. Let's enjoy the things that we want to do, band and theater and, all this stuff. And man, let's get you in and out. Cause, I gotta be honest, man, it's gotta be tough for teachers because it's, I don't know, man. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. The shit, like they it's so frustrating. The whole thing. It's like communication is so bad. You've been saying that on this show for years.
Yeah.
But, communication with every single fucking coach and every single fucking teacher, it's just so hard,
It's almost like they make it more complicated than it has to be, right? I mean, I've done the thing where I complain about each class having different apps and each sport having different apps. I'm like, man, everyone has text message, everyone has email. Can we not just do that? Like, but yeah, with Mia's school, like you have to go on a scavenger hunt to try to figure out what her assignments or grades or what she's supposed to be studying for. It's like, can y'all not just send home a piece of paper that this is what she's supposed to be doing?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was supposed to be a thing with Everett's, accommodations. Was supposed to be, he was supposed to get like a list of, things, or he could just see it or whatever. And, they, of course, it never lasts. The accommodations are fucking, we don't even really do them anymore. He's in 7th grade. He's just kind of doing his thing, but. Yeah, I mean, it's super frustrating. We had an incident. He's doing wrestling, and this kid started wrestling 3 weeks ago, and he wasn't going to do it. But the football coach was pretty adamant about, hey, if you're a lineman or on defense, I really would like you to do wrestling, and I understand that. I understand why, and I told Everett, that makes sense. You're really learning to control somebody's body weight, and
learning the center of gravity and changing direction and motion. Yeah, I get it.
Really important. It's basically what it is, and, but I'm going to show you the video this weekend. And it's rough, man. He was wrestling a kid, and the kid literally fucking got him in a reverse headlock and then just fell backwards and basically fucking pile drived him like onto his fucking head.
Holy
and
shit.
it's really hard to watch because, afterwards, like Everett sort of starts to try to get up and then he can't get up. He falls back down. He's just like, and so, luckily his friend videoed it. And so I didn't see it until later that day. And, because we weren't there at this thing, it was like an all day deal and it was just utter chaos. And we didn't even know if he was going to wrestle. And so, this happens. And so it turns out, they took him through concussion protocol and all this shit. And so this is literally Monday. And, we're still talking about it. And I'm like, man, I guess we should write an email or something. Like, we should have heard from somebody, right?
Yeah.
And sure enough, like, we were supposed to have heard from the coach, from the trainer, everybody, because concussion protocol, we didn't hear from anybody, and then so the coach emails me back on Monday, and it's just like, yeah, I know I was in his corner. I saw it happen, because I had said, I know it was chaos. I don't know if you saw this, but here's a video of it. I edited it down to just the move, and I'm like, that's what happened to my child. And so he pawns it off on the trainer, and the trainer is like, yeah, I talked to Everett today, and he said so he's not going to wrestle tonight, but nobody is answering the question, which I posed, my wife and I had discussed. Should he be wrestling? He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, he's been doing this 2 weeks, and now he's in a tournament. And this kid that he's wrestling, Everett's not a small kid. So this is a big kid that knows what the fuck he's doing, and I mean, it's definitely real scary.
Yeah.
So, we're sort of in a weird position with that, because he's, not going to be back to school this semester, obviously, because we're about to go to the UK. And when they come back, school's out. So, I kind of have some deciding to do. And I don't know. I'm really not one to bail on something, but after this, when that shit, I mean, it could have changed our lives, man. Like, it literally looks like one of those things where you're just like, that's one of those stupid accidents that happens. And then now that kid can't fucking walk.
Yeah. Jesus. That's terrifying.
It's fucking scary, man. And so,
like I hadn't thought about wrestling, especially starting wrestling in that way of, most things you start and you're a beginner and you're going against other beginners, but I don't know, wrestling's like a weight class or a size class. Like, you could be wrestling kids that have been doing it for a long time. You're not just 100%. Going up against other kids that have been doing it for 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, now every kid takes martial arts, right? Well, Everett did take Taekwondo, but once they, but he didn't really like the grappling, and they were kind of just getting into that fight. But the kids that take judo or some of these other things are like, it's just grappling.
Right.
So these kids have been doing it their whole lives, but for me, I'm just like, okay, so he takes wrestling, but why is he in a tournament?
Right.
Like,
especially 2 weeks in, like, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm asking him, like, do you know what you're even supposed to do? No. I mean, again, you wouldn't fucking put a kid on a basketball team and start him at fucking point guard 2 weeks after he starts for the first time, I mean, that's crazy, but put him in as quarterback.
Yeah. That's
never seen a football.
That's definitely odd. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's wild. Man, you know what? We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up the show. But you guys are awesome, and you're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. We'll be right back after. Welcome back to the Rockstar Dad Show. And so when you guys are hearing this, we will have just played Wembley and gotten back, and Gary is going to be up in Chicago. So this will likely be our last episode. At least before Christmas. I think we might be able to get one in before the new year, but I think this is our last one before Christmas. So
Merry Christmas, dude.
Yeah, you too, brother. And I hope everybody that celebrates Christmas has a lovely one. And, if you celebrate Hanukkah or Festivus or, whatever it is that you're all happy and safe and warm. And I hope you all get some really good time with your loved ones. And by loved ones, I mean your loved ones. I think your family is who you make it, and who love you like your family. And so doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're related. But yeah, I think we're going to have a really cool Christmas. It's no Christmas party for us this year because we had been planning it, just started talking about doing it. And there's one day that we could do it on. And then, I've sort of become friendly with most of my hair metal heroes, from by meeting one, and then I meet another one, and then, whatever. And so so Blas Elias from Slaughter is playing, he plays drums for the the big fucking, what is it? The orchestra, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
And so he sends me a message and he goes, "You're on the guest list +2." Because I couldn't go last year. And so I send that to Casey and I'm just like, man, Blas Elias just invited us to go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Like, and I've never seen it. I hear it's great. And I know Everett will love it. You know,
Yeah, that'll be rad.
I know. So we're going to go see that. And so I'm really excited about that. And then Christmas will happen. And then I'm doing my last country shows, guys, for probably a couple of years. Bowling for Soup has gotten to be busy enough to where playing in 2 bands does not make sense, especially with everything else that goes along with the band and with the voiceover stuff and just family and just trying to be, you know, a functioning human being. 1 band is plenty. So I'm going to be playing 4 shows with the Toadies, with the full Jaret Reddick band. And we'll be doing San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, and somewhere Austin. And I'm really looking forward to it. We love the Toadies, and it's super cool that they're willing to take me out. And so the band are excited. I got a tour bus, and so some of the guys have never been on a tour bus before, so that's going to be fun. And so yeah, man, I think it's going to be a good holiday season. It sounds like you're going to have one too. And are you guys going to pretty much stick around after Chicago? You guys are going to be around the house for the most part?
Yeah, we'll be around. My sister's family will come in town Christmas Day and stick around till New Year's Eve or something like that.
Well, if you need to get away, just come to Billy Bob's December 30th. And your boy is going to be playing. Your boy's Robert will be there as well. I'm excited. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be, I'm glad that you're going to get a little downtime too. And obviously, you know, having company is a lot, but man, we've been gone so much the last 2 years. You know, I think being home and it's going to be nice. Really is. I'm excited about January too. The Wiseman's birthday month.
Oh boy.
And we're pretty much around the whole time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually having a little, you know, a good stint at home, which it's been awesome. We've been home, we've been home enough, but it's like start and stop, right? We've been doing a bunch of fly stuff, and that's great. We're not complaining, but it'll be nice to actually have a stretch at home for a while. And you're right, that is Wiseman birthday month, and we'll follow that right into a cruise at the end of the month. So
that's right.
Exciting stuff coming.
Rock boat. And I'm excited about that. We'll be doing this year again. We'll be doing a rock boat special, Rockstar Dad rock boat special. So we have some cool guests. We're not gonna give it away. I'm excited about it, but you know, everything can change. But I'm glad that we're doing that again. We're actually doing it in the theater this time, and so which is really cool because last time we were kind of like in one of the atrium things, and so life and plays and shit.
Is it the theater or is it the lounge thing?
I think you're right. I think it's the spin.
But it's still a cool spot.
It's still cool, and it's still like when you go in, it's you know, the sound is contained in there,
right?
And so I think it'll be cool.
I think it will be. Last time was a lot of fun. I think this will be a cooler setting.
Yeah, and I think we'll draw. It'll be a good amount of people, and so yeah, that's the rock boat. And then we are going to be making a freaking album, and so I do want us to try and I think we'll be fine, but I think we can do shows from there. And, you know, kind of keep everybody abreast of the situation. So we should be back strong in 2026. I think we will see you guys live for a New Year's episode here in a couple of weeks, but I don't think we'll be back next week. So y'all be good. Take care of one another. And, you know,
happy holidays.
Awesome. Yeah. Happy holidays, y'all. Y'all be good.
This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know, some rockstar dads who started a show. Until the next episode.